बिलावल महला चौथा। हम मूरख मुगत ज्ञानमती शरणागत पुरख जन्मा। कर कृपा रख लेव मेरे ठाकुर, हम पाथरहीन कर्मा। मेरे मन पज राम नामै रामा, गुरमत हर रस पाइयै होर त्यागो निफल कामा। रहाओ। I am ignorant, idiotic, foolish. I come to your sanctuary, O primal being, O Vaheguru, beyond birth. Please have mercy upon me and save me, O my God and Master. I am like a lowly stone with no good karma at all. मेरे मन पज राम नामै रामा, गुरमत हर रस पाइयै होर त्यागो निफल कामा। रहाओ। O my mind, keep on reciting the name of Vaheguru and vibrating and meditating on him. Under Guru's guidance, obtain the sublime subtle essence of Vaheguru and renounce all other useless actions. Pause. हर जन सेवक से हर तारे, हम निर्गुण राख उपमा। तुझ बिन अवर न कोई मेरे ठाकुर, हर जपियै वड्डे कर्मा। The humble servants of Vaheguru, they are saved by him. We are like worthless. It is all your glory to save us. We have no other than you, O God and Master. We meditate on you only by our good karma. नामहीन त्रिक जीवते तिन वड दुख सहमा। ओए फिर जोन पवाइयै मंद पागी मूढ़ कर्मा। Those beings who lack the name of Vaheguru, their lives are cursed and they endure terrible sufferings. They are consigned to reincarnation over and over again. They are the most unfortunate, ignorant ones with no good karma at all. हर जन नाम धार है, तुर पूरब लिखे वड कर्मा। गुर सतगुर नाम दिड़ाया, जन नानक सफल जन्मा। For the disciples of Vaheguru, the only support is Naam, and this is written on their destiny because of their previous good karmas. The Guru, Satguru, has rooted the Naam inside me, O Nanak, and my life is fruitful now. बिलावल महला चौथा। हमरा चित्त लुभत मोहि बिख्या, बहु दुर्मत मैल परा। तुम्हारी सेवा कर ना सके प्रभु, हम क्यों कर मुगध तरा। My mind, my consciousness is always attached and attracted to Maya, the corruption, and is filled with evil-minded filth. I am not able to serve you, O Vaheguru. I am such an ignorant. How can I cross over? मेरे मन जप नरहर नाम नरहरा, जन ऊपर कृपा प्रभ तारी। मिल सतगुर पार परा। रहाओ। O my mind, always chant the name of the God, that God of all humans, that God has showered His mercy upon His humble servants. Meeting with the true Guru, one is carried across. Pause. हमरे पिता ठाकुर प्रभ स्वामी, हर देहो मति जस करा। तुम रय संग लगे से उधरे, ज्यों संग काष्ठ लोह तरा। You are like my Father, O my God and Master, O Vaheguru. Please bless me with such understanding that I always sing your praises. By attaching myself to you, I am saved, like iron which is carried across with wood. साकत नर हो मत मध्यम, जिन हर हर सेवना करा। ते नर पागहीन दुहचारी, ओए जन्म मुए फिर मरा। Those who are faithless cynics, they have little or no understanding or wisdom. They do not serve the God Har Har. They are fortunate beings, they are vicious. They die and they are consigned to reincarnation over and over again. जिनको तुम हर मेलो स्वामी, ते नाए संतोख गुर सरा। दुर्मत मैल गई हर भजिया, जन नानक पार परा। O Mere Vaheguru, my God and Master, those whom you unite with yourself, they bathe in Guru's clean pool of contentment, vibrating upon the God. All their filth of the evil-mindedness is washed away, O Nanak, and they are carried across. Bilawal Mahalla Chautha, आवो संत मिलो मेरे पाई, मिल हर हर कथा करो। हर हर नाम बोहित है, कल जुग खेवट गुर शबद तरहो। O holy saints, come, let us join together, O siblings of destiny, and let us tell the stories of that God, Har Har, the name of the God is like a boat in the dark age of Kal Yug. The word of Guru Shabad is a boatman to ferry us across. मेरे मन हार गुण हार उचरहो, मस्तक लिखत लिखे गुण गाए। मिल संगत पार परहो रहाओ. O my mind, chant the praises of Vaheguru according to your preordained destiny written upon your forehead. Sing the praises of Vaheguru in the company of holy saints and cross over the world ocean. Pause. काया नगर में राम रस उत्तम, क्यों पाए उपदेश जन करहो। सतगुर सेव सफल हर दर्शन, मिल अमृत हर रस पियो. Within this body village that God Supreme resides, how can I obtain that sublime essence? Teach me, O humble beings. Serving the Satguru, the true Guru, one is able to obtain the fruitful vision of Vaheguru's darshan, and after meeting him, one is able to drink in the ambrosial essence of Vaheguru's nectar. Har har naam amrit har meetha, har santo chaak dikho. गुरमत हर रस मीठा लागा, तिन बिसरे सब बिख रसो. The name of Har Har Vaheguru is the most sweetest one. O saints of Vaheguru, let us taste that ambrosial name and see, under the Guru's guidance, Vaheguru's essence seems so sweet, and through it all of our corrupt sensual pleasures are removed. Ram Naam Ras Ram Rasayan, Har Sevo Sant Jano. चार पदारथ चारे पाए, गुरमत नानक हर भजो. The name of Vaheguru is like a medicine that cure all the diseases. So let us serve that one Vaheguru, O holy humble saints. The four great blessings are obtained this way, O Nanak, by vibrating upon Vaheguru under Guru's guidance. Bilawal Mahalla Chautha. खत्री ब्राह्मण सूद वैश्य खो जापै हर मंत्र जपैनी. गुर सतगुरु पार ब्रह्म कर पूजहो, नित सेवहो दिनस सब रैनी. Whether one is from Khatri, Brahman, Sudra or Vaishya, any of these castes, anyone can chant and meditate on mantra of Vaheguru's name. Let us worship the Guru, Satguru, as the Supreme God. Let us serve Him constantly, day and night. Har jan dekho Satguru naini, जो इच्छो सोई फल पावो, हर बोलो गुरमत बैनी रहाओ. O humble servants, let us have the vision of Sadguru through our eyes. Whatever we wish for, we shall receive, chanting the name of Har Har Vaheguru under Guru's instructions. Pause. अनिक उपाव चितव्ये बहु तेरे, साहु वै जे बात होवैनी. अपना भला सब कोई बाँछै, सो करे जे मेरे चित न चितैनी. There are people who do all kinds of efforts and they think and worry about it, but that alone happens which must happen according to Vaheguru's will. All beings, they seek good for themselves, but what Vaheguru does, that may not be what we think and expect. मन की मत त्यागो हर जन, इहा बात कठैनी. अनदिन हर हर नाम त्यावो, गुर सतगुर की मत लैनी. Let us renounce all the clever intellect of our mind, O humble servants of Vaheguru. No matter how hard this seems to be, we should renounce the clever tricks. Night and day we should meditate on the name of God, Har Har. We should accept the wisdom of the Guru, the true Guru, Satguru. मत सुमत तेरे वस स्वामी, हम जंत तू पुरख जंतैनी. जन नानक के प्रभ करते स्वामी, ज्यों पावै तिवै बुलैनी. All the wisdom, the intellect is in your power, O Vaheguru. I am just an instrument. You are the prayer, O Prime God, O Vaheguru, O Creator, O God and Master. O Nanak, I speak as you wish. Bilawal Mahalla Chautha. अनद मूल त्यायो पुरखोत्तम, अनदिन अनद आनंदे. धर्म राय की कार चुकाई, सब चूके जम के छंदे. I meditate on that source of bliss, that sublime primal being, and I remain in bliss. The judge of Dharma, he has no power over me anymore. I have gotten rid of all the slavery to the messenger of death. जप मन हर हर नाम गोबिंदे, वड पागी गुर सतगुरु पाया, गुण गाए परमानंदे रहाओ. Let us meditate on the name of the God of universe. By great good fortune we have found the Sadguru. Let us sing praises of that God supreme. Pause. साकत मूड़ माया के बधिक, विच माया फिरे फिरंदे, तृष्णा जलत किरत के बाधे, ज्यों तेली बलत पवंदे, गुरमुख सेव लगे से उधरे, वड पागी सेव करंदे, जिन हर जपया तिन फल पाया, सब टूटे माया फंदे. The foolish, faithless cynics, they are held captive by Maya. They continue wandering, they burn with desire, and they are bound by karma of their past actions. They go round and round like an ox at the mill press. Gurmukhs focus on serving Guru and they are saved. Those who meditate on God, they obtain the fruits of their rewards, and their bonds to the Maya are broken. आपे ठाकुर आपे सेवक, सब आपे आप गोविंदे, जन नानक आपे आप सब वर्तै, ज्यों राखै तिवै रहंदे. He himself is the God and the Master. He himself is the disciple and the servant. He is the God of the universe. O Nanak, he himself is all-pervading. As he keeps us, we remain. एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद. राग बिलावल महला चौथा, पड़ताल कर तेरवा. बोलो भैया राम नाम पतित पावनो, हर संत भगत तारनो. हर परिपूरे रहया, जल थले राम नाम, नित गाये हर दुख बिसारनो रहाओ. O siblings of destiny, let us chant the name of Vaheguru, who is the purifier of all the sins. That God emancipates his holy saints and his disciples. He is totally pervading everywhere. The name of the God is there in the water, in the land, everywhere. So let us sing praises of Vaheguru continuously, who is the dispeller of all sorrows. Pause. हर किया है सफल जन्म हमारा, हर जपया हर दुख पिसारन हारा. गुरु पेटिया है मुकत दाता, हर की हमारी सफल जाता. मिल संगति गुण गावनो. That God has made my life so fruitful and rewarding. Now I am meditating on Him who is the dispeller of all sorrows. I have met the Guru, the giver of salvation. That Vaheguru has made my life's journey fruitful and worthy. Joining the holy saints, now I am singing glorious praises of God. मन राम नाम कर आसा, पाओ दूजा बिनस बिनासा. विच आसा हुई निरासी, सो जन मिलया हर पासी. कोई राम नाम गुण गावनो, जन नानक तिस पगलावनो. O my mind, place all your hopes in the name of that Vaheguru, that one and only God, and this way the love of duality will be destroyed. With such a hope, one remains unattached to the hope. Such a humble being merges with Vaheguru, and one who sings the glorious praises of Vaheguru's name. O Nanak, I fall at the feet of such a person. Rag Bilawal Mahalla Panjama Chaupade Kar Pehla Ik Omkar Satgur Prasad नदरी आवे तिस्यों मुह क्यों मिलिए प्रभ विनासी तोहे कर कृपा महि मार्ग पावो साध संगत कै अंचल लावो. O true Master, O imperishable God, how could we get united with you? We get enamored by worldly drama which is perceived by us. O true God, may you guide us on the right path through your grace. May you keep us under your care and support by enabling us to join the company of holy saints. क्यों तरिए बिखिया संसार सतगुर बोहित पावे पार रहाओ पवन चुलारे माया दे हर के भगता सदा थिर से हरख सोगते रहे निरारा सिरों पर आप गुरु रखवारा. How could we swim across the ocean of life successfully, which is full of vices and sins? However, we could cross this ocean successfully provided the Guru bestows on us the ship of safety through his knowledge and guidance. It is only through the Guru's guidance that we could attain salvation. Pause. This Maya, worldly falsehood, brings us waves of ups and downs in life like the wind, whereas the saints remain steady and unaffected by these windfalls. The Guru-minded people, they remain completely free from the effects of joy or sorrow, as they have Guru's helping hand over their heads. Paya Ved Maya Sarupanga हूँ मैं पचे दीपक देख पतंगा सगल श्रृंगार करे नहीं पावे जहाँ हुए कृपाल त गुरु मिलावे हूँ फिरों उदासी मैं एक रतन दसाया निर्मोलक हीरा मिले ना उपाया हर का मंदिर तिसमें लाल गुरु खोलिया पर्दा देख बई Nihal. The snake of worldly falsehood has ensnared all the human beings so that all of them they perish with the charm of worldly possessions, just as wasp burns itself in the burning lamp. The Sikh disciple cannot win the love of God's spouse without Guru's support, just as the wedded woman cannot get the love of the spouse with all our embellishments, but without his acceptance. The Guru enables Guru-minded people to unite with the God through his grace. I was wandering completely disappointed, but then God bestowed on us the invaluable jewel of true name, which could be gained only through Guru's grace and not with our own efforts. The human body is the abode of Vaheguru, wherein the true name of God is inculcated. We got thrilled and enjoyed perfect bliss when we were enlightened with the light of Guru's knowledge. Jin chakya tis aya sad, jo gunga man mein bismat, आनंद रूप सब नदरी आया जन नानक हर गुणाक समाया. Whosoever has tasted the sweetness of God's true name has been blessed with the boon of reciting true name, but cannot express it, just as a dumb person cannot describe the taste of sweets and remains thrilled with oneself. O Nanak, the Guru-minded people always perceive the God sublime, pervading everywhere, that makes them blissful. O true Master, I always remain immersed with God by singing His praises with love and devotion. बिलावल महल्ला पंजमा सर्ब कल्याण के गुरुदेव सेवक अपने लायो सेव बिघन न लागे जब अलख अफेव तरत पुनीत भई गुण गाए दुरत गया हर नाम त्याए रहा. The Guru has blessed his devotee with all the comforts of life and has enabled him to serve the Guru by reciting the true name of God, who is indescribable and beyond our comprehension. One does not face any hurdles or sufferings. O brother, the place where the saints have sung the praises of God, by abiding there, gets purified. The person who has recited God's true name casts away the load of sins in the company of saints. Pause. Sabni thai ravyab आद जुगाद जाका वड परताप गुर प्रसाद न हुए संताप. Let us appreciate that God who is pervading all over the world, and that God's might and greatness is known everywhere or during all 4 ages. The Guru's Sikh does not suffer any ills or sufferings by reciting true name through Guru's grace. Gur ke charan lage man meethe निर्भिघन होए सब थाई उठे सब सुख पाए सतगुर तूठे पार ब्रह्म प्रभय रखवाले जित्थै कित्थै दिसै नाले नानक दास खसम प्रतिपाले. Those people who have developed love of lotus feet of Guru in their heart, that taste sweet, they enjoy the bliss everywhere where they abide. When the Guru is pleased with us, we could attain all the worldly pleasures. O Nanak, the God protects himself the honor of such Sikhs and accompanies them everywhere, and is seen himself sustaining them all. बिलावल महला पंजमा सुख निधान प्रीतम प्रभ मेरे अगनत गुण ठाकुर प्रभ तेरे मोहे नाथ तुमरी शरणाई कर कृपा हर चरण ध्याई. O beloved God, you are the treasure of all bliss and joy, and your virtues and praiseworthy qualities are limitless beyond any count. O Vaheguru, I have taken refuge at your lotus feet as a poor, humble and helpless person. May you bestow your grace on me so that I could continue reciting your true name with the support of your lotus feet. दया करो बसहु मन आए मोहे निर्गुण लीजै लड़ लाए रहाओ. O true Master, may you bless me with your grace so that I could inculcate your love in my heart, though being full of vices and sinful actions, I may be imbued with the love of your true name. Pause. प्रभु चित आवे ता कैसी पीर हर सेवक नाही जम पीर सर्ब दुख हर सिमरत नसे जाके संग सदा प्रभ बसे. All the people who worship the God, they finally get emancipated from all the afflictions and sufferings, thus getting rid of all ills and tribulations. The servants, the devotees of God, they do not suffer through the punishment of Yama, god of death. The Guru-minded people who are close to the true Master, they always recite God's true name. They get rid of all their pangs of suffering. Prabhu ka naam man tan aadhar, bisrat naam hovat tan char. Prabhu chit aaye puran sab kaaj, हर बिसरत सब का मुहताज. The God's true name is the only support for our body and mind, and being forgetful of true name, this body gets mingled with the dust, whereas by inculcating the love of true name in the heart, we could get all our desires fulfilled. However, the person who is engrossed in Maya, being devoid of true name, becomes dependent on others. Charan kamal sang lagi preet, bisar gaye sab durmat reet. Man tan antar har har mant, नानक भगतन कै कर सदा आनंद. The God's true name is the only support for our body and mind. In being forgetful of this body gets mingled with the dust. O Nanak, the Guru-minded people who are imbued with the love of lotus feet of the Guru, because of their devotion for the God, they cast away their love for worldly falsehood caused by wrong thinking. The holy saints, however, enjoy the eternal bliss as they have followed the Guru's guidance always. राग बिलावल महला पंजमा कर दूजा यानड़िए कै कर गावड़ा एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद मैं मन तेरी टेक मेरे प्यारे मैं मन तेरी टेक अवर सियाणप बिरथियाँ प्यारे राखन को तुम एक रहाओ. O my beloved God, I am always having your support in my heart. O beloved true Master, all our cleverness and wise moves are useless and purposeless, as you alone could protect our honor. Nothing depends on our own clever efforts. Pause. Satguru Pura ji milai pyare, sujin hot nihala, gur ki seva so kare pyare, jisnu hoye dayala. Safal Murat Gurudev Swami, Sarv Kala Parpure, Nanak Gur Par Brahm Parmeshwar, Sada Sada Hajure. O dear friend, people who meet and unite with perfect Guru, they get purified and become successful and satisfied. O my beloved God, it is only the person blessed with your grace and benevolence who is enabled to serve the Guru. O true Master, we get all our desires fulfilled by perceiving the glimpse of the Guru, as the Guru is an embodiment of God Himself and has all the might and powers resting within Him in full measure. O Nanak, the Guru is a personification of God Himself who is abiding within the Guru. The Guru is abiding in God's presence always. सुन सुन जीवा सोए तिना की जिन अपना प्रभ जाता। हर नाम आराधे नाम वखाणे हर नामे ही मन राता। सेवक जन की सेवा मांगे पूरे करन कमावा। नानक की बेनती स्वामी तेरे जन देखण पावा। I feel thrilled with life by listening to the praises and greatness of such Guru-minded people who have realized the true God. The saints only recite the true name of the God and speak only His name with the tongue, and they are always imbued with God's love in the heart. O Nanak, the slave, the devotee, always wants to serve the disciples of Vaheguru, provided they are fortunate enough to get this opportunity of service. O Nanak, my only prayer is that I may be bestowed with the glimpse of God's saints and slaves so as to unite with Him. वडभागी से काढ़ी हैं प्यारे संत संगत जिन्ना वासो। अमृत नाम राधियै निर्मल मनै होवै परगासो। जन्म मरण दुख काटियै प्यारे चूकै जम की काणै। तिना प्राप्त दर्शन नानक जो प्रभ अपने पाणे। You devotees are really fortunate, being predestined by God's will, who always enjoy the company of your holy saints. Our mind gets purified if we were to recite the sweet nectar of true name, and the mind gets enlightened with the light of knowledge. O brother, by reciting God's true name, we could get rid of the sufferings of going through the cycle of births and deaths, along with the obligations of the Yama. O Nanak, such people who have won the acceptance and pleasure of God, they could get a glimpse of true Master. ऊच पार बियन स्वामी कौन जाने गुण तेरे। गावते उधरे सुनते उधरे बिन सही पाक नेरे। पशु परेत मुगद को तारे पाहन पार उतारे। नानक दास तेरी शरणाई सदा सदा बलहारे। You are too great and limitless. Who could recite your greatness or praises? The person who listens to or sing your praises always cross this ocean of life successfully, and the sinners also get rid of their various sins. O Nanak, it is only through God's grace that all the animals, demons, fools, and stone-hearted people attain salvation and cross this ocean successfully. O Vaheguru, I have sought your support only as your devotee and would always offer myself as a sacrifice to you. Bilawal Mahla Panjama बिखै बन फीका त्यागरी सखे। नाम महारस पियो बिन रस चाखे बुड गई सगले। सुखी न होवत जियो मान महत न सकत ही काई। साधा दासी थियो नानक से दर शोभावंते। जो प्रभ अपने कियो। Let us partake the sweet nectar of true name, as the worldly pleasures or vices are tasteless, which should be discarded. But the whole world has been drowned in the ocean of vicious thoughts and sinful actions, as it has not tasted the sweet true name. Whosoever is engrossed in the love of worldly pleasures does not enjoy bliss or comforts of life. O Nanak, let us not be proud about our status, honor, or might. Rather, we should spend this life in the service of the holy saints. Such people find an honorable and worthy place in God's presence or among holy saints in the world, as the God has accepted them as his slaves and disciples. हर चंदोरी चित्त प्रम सखिए मृग तृष्णा द्रुम छाया चंचल संग न चालती सखिए अंत तज जावत माया रास पोगण अत रूप रस माते इन संग सुख न पाया तन तन हर साध जन सखिए नानक जिन्नी नाम ते आया. The worldly possessions are temporary and shifting, like the shade of a tree which is always shifting and not steady. Oh, my dear friend, all the worldly possessions are unreal, just as we see the morning sky covered with clouds in the shape of a non-existing wonderful town, or a child perceives his own shadow like a devil due to his doubts and misgivings, or a deer perceives the shining sand from a distance as a stretch of water and runs after it with great joy. O friend, this worldly falsehood is rather alluring, which does not accompany after death. Similarly, this soul also leaves the body in the end. O Nanak, no one has ever enjoyed peace or joy out of worldly pleasure and possessions. The person engrossed in worldly pleasure is always suffering from various afflictions. But, O friend, blessed are the holy saints who have recited God's true name. Jai basuvad pagane sakhiye संता संग समाये तहे दुख न भूख न रोग व्यापे चरण कमल लिवलाये तहे जन्म न मरण न आवण जाना नीचल सरणी पाये प्रेम बिछो न मोह व्यापे नानक हर एक ध्याये. O fortunate friend, let us unite with the God and immerse in the love of God in the company of holy saints, as we are rather fortunate, being predestined by God's will. When we imbibe the love of the lotus feet of the saints, we get rid of all our sufferings, hunger for worldly possessions or other maladies, since such people have taken the support of the holy saints. They do not have the fear of God of death or suffer through various forms of life in the cycle of births and deaths. They get imbued with the love of God and they do not suffer separation from the God. They recite true name only and do not get ensnared by the Maya, worldly falsehood. दृष्टतार मन बेधया प्यारे रतड़े सहज सुभाए सेज सुहावी संग मिल प्रीतम अनद मंगल गुण गाए सखी सहेली राम रंग राती मन तन इच्छ पुजाए नानक अचरज अचरज स्यों मिलिया कहना किछु न जाए. O dear friend, the heart of the people who are blessed with God's grace is imbued with the love of God, and they have enjoyed the bliss of the conjugal love of God's spouse in the state of equipoise, and they enjoy the bliss of singing God's praises. O Nanak, people who are imbued with the love of God, they get acceptance and pleasure of God, thus getting all the desires of body and mind fulfilled. The holy saints, they are merged with that God being, wonderstruck and thrilled with the wonderful God, which is rather difficult to explain. Rag Bilawal Mahalla Panjma Kar Chautha Ik Omkar Satgur Prasad एक रूप सगलो पासारा आपे बन जाप्यो हारा ऐसो ज्ञान बिरलोई पाए, जत जत जाये tat drishtai rao. This whole universe has been created as an embodiment of the God by himself, as this business, this drama in the world is representing the God himself, while he himself is the traitor in this business of life. There's hardly any person, a rare one, who realizes this knowledge, this fact that wherever we look around, the same God is seen pervading everywhere. Pause. अनेक रंग निर्गुण एक रंगा, आप ही जल आप ही तरंगा, आप ही मंदिर आप ही सेवा, आप ही पुजारी, आप ही देवा, आप ही जोग आप ही जुगता, नानक के प्रभ सद ही मुक्ता. The same God is prevailing in various hues and forms of life, and he himself is abiding aloof in a single form as formless. He is only creator himself in the form of life-giving water, and is himself seen in the form of waves or bubbles of water. O Nanak, he himself is building the temple wherein he himself is serving as a Pandit, the Pujari. He himself is the worshipper, and he himself is the God established in the temple who is being worshipped. O Nanak, the God himself is the yoga, and himself is the yogi immersed in the yogic exercises. The true master of the slave is always merged with the God sublime, being free from the worldly bondage or pleasures. Bilawal Mahalla Panjama, Aap Upavan Aap Satarna, Aap Karavan Dos Na Lena, Aapan Bachan Aap Hi Karna, Aapan Bhi Pao Aap Hi Charna, Rahao आप ही मस्त आप ही भूलना, आप ही अछल न जाई छलना, आप ही गुप्त आप प्रगटना, आप ही घट घट आप लिपना, आप पे अविगत आप संग रचना, कहो नानक प्रभ के सब जचना. The God himself is the creator of the universe, and he himself is the support or mainstay of all. He himself is the cause of everything happening around in the world, but remains aloof so that he does not take the responsibility of anything happening in the world on himself. He himself is the speaker, and in the form of the speech, he himself is the greatest power possessing the might, and he himself maintains this status. He himself arranges to assume the kingship of this kingdom and then function as a king. Pause. He himself is always maintaining complete silence, and then he himself engages in speech. He is above all this deceit and cannot be deceived by anyone. He is hidden from the world, and then himself appears in various forms and is seen pervading everywhere. O Nanak, he is aloof and distinct from all rituals or functions, and he himself is mingled with the whole creation. O Nanak, the whole lot of human beings are like beggars before the God. बिलावल महल्ला पंजमा, फूले मार्ग जिन्हें बताया, ऐसा गुरवड पागी पाया. सिमर मना राम नाम चितारे, बस रहे हृदय गुर चरण प्यारे. रहा one who has shown me on the right path. I who was forgetful, he has put me on the correct path. I found such a great Guru by a great good fortune. O my mind, let us meditate and contemplate on the name of Vaheguru. The beloved lotus feet of the Guru now abide within my heart. Pause. काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मन लीना, बंधन काट मुकत गुर कीना. The mind has been engrossed in wanton desires, anger, greed, and emotional attachments. Breaking all of my bonds, the Guru has now liberated me. दुख सुख कर्म जन्म फुन मुआ, चरण कमल गुर आश्रम दिया. अगन सागर बूढ़त संसारा, नानक बाह पकर सतगुर निस्तारा. Experiencing the pain and the pleasure, one is born in this world only to die again. The lotus feet of Guru always brings peace and support. This world is drowning in the ocean of fire. O Nanak, holding me by my arm, the Guru, the true Guru, has saved me. Bilawal Mahilla Panjama, Tan Man Tan Arpo Sab Apna, Kavan Sumat Jit Har Har Japna. कर आसा आयो प्रभु मांगन, तुम्ह पेखत शोभा मेरे आंगन रहा. O true Master, may I be bestowed with the right type of wisdom through your grace, so I could always recite your true name. I surrender my body, mind and wealth to that Vaheguru. O Vaheguru, I had approached you with great hopes, and by having a glimpse of your vision, I have enjoyed the bliss and thrill of your glimpse, and I blossom forth within my heart, having won honor and acclaim. Pause. अनिक जुगत कर बहुत विचारो, साध संग इस मने उधारो. मत बुध सुरत नाही चतुराई, ताऊ मिलिए जाले मिलाई. नैन संतोखे प्रभु दर्शन पाया, कहु नानक सफल सो आया. O Vaheguru, I have realized with great efforts through your grace that I could purify and improve my mind by reciting your true name in the company of holy saints. O brother, one could unite with the God only when that God unites someone with himself through his grace. I do not possess any wisdom or cleverness for dealing with other people or for meditation. O Nanak, our eyes got fully satiated when we perceived a glimpse of God. We realized only then that the life of such a person is really fruitful and worthwhile who perceives that Vaheguru. Bilawal Mahilla Panjama, Mat Pita Sut Saath Namaya, Sad Sang Sab Dukh Mitaya. रव रहिया प्रभु सब में आपे, हरे जप रसना दुख ना व्यापे रहा. Let it be clearly understood that in the end, after death, except for God's true name, all other people, mother, father, son, or other worldly possessions, they will not accompany us to the next world. But we could cast away all our ills and sufferings by joining the company of holy saints and by reciting true name. The God himself is mingled with all the beings, and no afflictions or sufferings will come near us by reciting true name with the tongue. Pause. तिखा भूख बहु तपत व्यापया, शीतल भय हर हर जस जापया. कोट जतन संतोख न पाया, मन तृप्ताना हर गुण गाया. देहो भगत प्रभु अंतर जामी, नानक की बेनंती स्वामी. The hunger, fire for worldly possessions, the thirst or hunger for amassing various worldly possessions, and the malady of its love was troubling us all the time. But on reciting true name, this heart was satiated, and there was peace and tranquility within. There was no peace of mind or satisfaction in spite of all our efforts, and all the millions of efforts were wasted without any success. O true Master, this mind is now satisfied once we have started singing praises of the God and His virtues. O Nanak, my only prayer to the God is that He may enable me to worship Him, to recite His true name through His grace. Bilawal Mahilla Panjama Gurpura Vadpage Paye Mil Sadhu Har Naam Dhyaye Par Brahm Prabhu Teri Sarana Kilabik Kate Paj Gur Ke Charana Raha. We could attain the perfect Guru through our great good fortune and then recite God's true name through His grace in the company of holy saints. O true Master, we have sought your support. Moreover, our sins could be washed away by serving the lotus feet of the Guru. Pause. Avar karam sab lokacharya mil sadhu sang hoye udhar सिमृत शास्त्र वेद विचारे जपिए नाम जित पार उतारे जन नानक को प्रभु कृपा करिए साधु दूर मिलै निस्तरिए. Apart from reciting true name, all other jobs are just a show off to others. This human being could cross this ocean of life successfully provided he joins the company of holy saints. We have discussed over 27 Simritis, 6 Shastras and 4 Vedas and have realized that we should recite the true name of God. This has helped many saints to attain salvation in this world. O Nanak, may the God bestow on us the dust of the lotus feet of holy saints so we could cross this ocean of life successfully. बिलावल महला पंचमा गुर का शब्द हृदय में जीना सगल मनोरथ पूरन सीना संत जना का मुख उज्जवल कीना कर कृपा अपना नाम दीना रहाओ. The Guru-minded people who have understood and followed Guru's message, they have attained self-realization and all their desires are fulfilled. The Guru-minded people who have been blessed with God's true name through His grace have been honored and acclaimed in God's presence. Pause. Andhukupate kar kehlina, jai jai kar jagat pragatina. नीचाते ऊंच ऊन पुरीना अमृत नाम महारस लीना मन तन निर्मल पाप जल कीना कहु नानक प्रभु भय परसीना. The God has helped such people with His helping hand and saved them from falling in the blind well of this worldly falsehood. Then they have been enlightened and acclaimed all over the world with honor and prestige. Such people have become great in status from lowest level through the grace of God and have become virtuous from being without any quality of heart. They have been filled with the nectar of true name and inculcated its love in the heart. O Nanak, they have purified their body and mind with the help of nectar of true name and have cast away all their sins as they have won the pleasure of the God, being His saints. Bilawal Mahilla Panjama Sagal Manorath Paye Meeta Charan Kamal Syo Laye Cheeta Hau Balihari Jo Prabhu Tyavat Jalan Bujay Har Har Gun Gavat Rahao सफल जन्म होवत वड पागे, साध संग राम लिव लागे। मत पत तन सुख सहज आनंदा, एक निमख न विसरो परमानंदा। हर दर्शन की मन प्यास कनेरी, पनत नानक शरण प्रभ तेरी। O friend, we could get all our desires fulfilled by inculcating the love of lotus feet of God in our hearts. I would offer myself as a sacrifice to the Guru-minded people who always recite God's true name, who worship the true Master by singing His praises. Thus, we could extinguish the fire of worldly desires within us. Pause. Some fortunate Guru-minded people have made a success of this human life as they have been imbued with the love of God's true name in the company of holy saints. O God, O bestower of eternal bliss, my only prayer is that I may never forsake your true name even for a moment, as it gives me great joy and bliss to remember you and worship you. The common average man, however, finds great pleasure in having good intelligence, a lot of honor and wealth, and enjoys the bliss of worldly possessions in the routine manner. O Nanak, I am yearning for meeting and uniting with Vaheguru. O Vaheguru, may you bless me with a glimpse of your vision through your grace as I have sought refuge at your lotus feet. Bilawal Mahalla Panjama मोह निरुगन सब गुणे बिहुना, दया तार अपना कर लीना। मेरा मन तन हर गोपाल सुहाया, हर कृपा प्रभ कर में आया रहा। I was an unvirtuous person, full of sinful actions, being devoid of all virtues, but that God has accepted me as His slave through His grace. But now my body and mind has been surrendered to the lotus feet of God Benefactor, who is the sustainer of all, and is stabilized in this position with honor and acclaim. The God has blessed me with His grace, so that now the true Master abides in my heart. Pause. भगत वछल पै काठिन हारे, संसार सागर अब उतरे पारे। पतित पावन प्रभु बिरद बेद लेख्या, पार ब्रह्म सो नैनो पेख्या। साध संग प्रगटे नारायण, नानक दास सब दुख पलायन। O Vaheguru, you are the beloved of all holy saints and have cast away the fear complex of all of them. We could cross this ocean of life successfully with the support of your true name. O Vaheguru, now we have perceived your glimpse with our own eyes and seen the true Master of the whole universe. Now we have realized that you have purified all the sinners, being their true Master. This has become your moral duty, as it's also stated in the Vedas. O Nanak, the Guru-minded people who join the company of holy saints through your grace, they get God's love automatically inculcated in their hearts. We have also gotten rid of all our ills and sufferings by joining the company of the slaves of true Master. Bilawal Mahalla Panjama, कवन जाने प्रभु तुम्हारी सेवा। प्रभु विनाशी अलख पैवा, गुण बेअंत प्रभु गहिर गंभीरे। ऊंच महल स्वामी प्रभु मेरे, तू अपरंपर ठाकुर मेरे रहा। एकस बिन नाही को दूजा, तुम ही जानो अपनी पूजा। आप हो कछु न होवत पाई, जिस प्रभु देवै सो नाम पाई। कहो नानक जो जन प्रभु पाया, गुण निधान प्रभु तिन्हि पाया। O Vaheguru, your imperishable, limitless and deathless, true Master, who is beyond our comprehension, How could we realize your service and how could we perform it? O true Master, your virtues are many and varied, and your depth is beyond our probe, while you are stabilized in your place, which is beyond our approach. O true Master, your abode and palace of holy saints is very pure and the highest. You are the true Master, beyond the reach of this world. Pause. There's no other second power at par with you. You alone know how to serve or worship you. We cannot achieve any success through our own efforts or clever moves. People who are blessed with benevolence of Guru through his grace could recite God's true name. O Nanak, the devotee who wins the pleasure and acceptance of God, the ocean of virtues, could attain unison with him and then merge with him. बिलावल महला पंजमा मात गर्भ में हाथ दे राखिया हर रस छोड़ बिखिया फल चाखिया भज गोबिंद सब छोड़ जंजाल जब जम आए संघारे मूड़े तब तन बिनस जाए बेहाल रहाओ. Why have you forgotten that God who has protected you in the fire of mother's womb with his helping hand, instead of reciting his true name, you are engrossed in the love of worldly pleasures, full of vices and sins? O foolish human, let us recite God's true name, leaving aside all our worldly bondage. When the death comes, one's body is punished and taken to Yama, and this body is mingled with dust, while you suffer all sorts of tribulations. Pause. तन मन तन अपना कर थापया करन हारिक निमख ना जापया महामोह अंध कूप परया पार ब्रह्माया पटल बिसरया वडे पाग प्रभ कीर्तन गाया संत संग नानक प्रभ पाया. O human being, you have taken your body, mind and wealth as your own, whereas you have not recited the true name of God for even a moment, that God who has created you. O foolish man, you have fallen in the abyss of ignorance like a blind well. You have totally forgotten the true name of God due to the wall, the curtain of this worldly falsehood between your soul and the prime soul. O Nanak, the Guru-minded people who are fortunate enough and are predestined by God's will, they sing the praises of God through his Kirtan. They have attained the true Master in the company of holy saints, and they have merged with him. Bilawal mahilla panjama मात पिता सुत बंधु पाए नानक हुआ पार ब्रह्म सहाय सुख सहजानंद कणे गुरपुरा पूरी जाकी बाणी अनिक गुणा जाके जाहे ना गणे रहाओ. O Nanak, the God has acted as our supporter through Guru's grace, just as the mother, father, son or other relations give us help. Now we have gained various kinds of comforts and joy through Guru's benevolence, as the Guru is perfect, whereas Guru's word is true and of highest order. The virtues of true Master are limitless and beyond count, which we cannot evaluate. Pause. सगल सरंजाम करे प्रभ आपे भय मनोरथ सो प्रभ जापे अर्थ धर्म काम मोक्ष का दाता पूरी भई सिमर सिमर विधाता साध संग नानक रंग माणिया कर आया पूरे गुण आणिया. The God has bestowed all the comforts of life on us, which have been organized by himself, and he has arranged for various means of joy also. Now all our desires have been fulfilled as we have recited his true name. By worshipping, remembering the Guru, we have gotten all our wishes satisfied, as he has blessed us with all the four gifts of life like Dharam, earth, calm, and Mokh. O Nanak, we have enjoyed the bliss of God's true name in the company of holy saints. As such, our mind has been stabilized within ourselves through Guru's word, and we have attained self-realization. बिलावल महला पंजमा श्रव निधान पूरन गुरुदेव रहाओ हर हर नाम जपत नर जीवे मर खुआर साकत नर थीवे राम नाम हुआ रखवारा चख मारो साकत विचारा. The perfect Guru is the master of all worldly treasures, and the people who recite God's true name in the company of such a Guru, they really lead a worthwhile life. However, people who are devoid of God's love face death after leading a wasteful and troublesome life. The God's true name is the real protector of Guru-minded people, whereas the self-willed people, bereft of true name, they lead wasteful life without achieving anything. Ninda kar kar pachay kanere, mirtak faas kalay sir paire, kahu nanak japahe jan naam, taaki nikat na vai jam. Such people, they burn themselves in the fire of worldly desires as they are engrossed in the slander of holy saints. They are like dead bodies chained with the noose around the neck by the Yama, who punishes them with sticks on the head or feet. O Nanak, such people who recite true name in the world, they are not approached by Yama, as God of death is afraid of them. राग बिलावल महला पंजमा कर चौथा दुपदे एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद कवन संजोग मिलो प्रभु अपने पल पल निमक सदा हर जपने चरण कमल प्रभु के नित त्यावो कवन सो मत जित प्रीतम पावो रहाओ ऐसी कृपा करो प्रभु मेरे हर नानक बिसर न काहू बेरे. O Guru, I pray, tell us what means should be adopted by us so as to perceive a glimpse of God and then merge with the true God by reciting true name. We should worship the lotus feet of the true Master daily. May we be blessed with such a wisdom that we could unite with the beloved God. Pause. O true Master, may I be bestowed with your grace so that I may not forsake God's true name any time. बिलावल महला पंजमा चरण कमल प्रभ हृदय त्याए रोग गए सगले सुख पाए गुर दुख काटया दीनो दान सफल जन्म जीवन परवान रहाओ अकथ कथामृत प्रभ बानी कहो नानक जप जीवे ज्ञानी. We've gotten rid of all the ills and maladies of body and mind by inculcating the love of the lotus feet of true Master in our heart, and we have enjoyed the eternal bliss. Then the Guru has bestowed us with the boon of true name, which has cast away the sufferings of cycle of births and deaths from our mind. Now our human life has been fruitful, as this life has been lived for a certain purpose, making it a success. Pause. O true Master, your greatness is too great for us, and your praises are really of the purest form, and your description is beyond any efforts, as it is indescribable, while Guru's word Gurbani is sweet like the nectar. O Nanak, the learned people always lead a successful life by reciting true name with the help of Guru's word. बिलावल महला पंजमा शांत पाई गुर सतगुर पूरे सुख उपजे बाजे अनहद तूरे रहाओ ताप पाप संताप विनासे हर सिमरत किल विख सब नासे अनद करो मिल सुंदर नारी गुरु नानक मेरी पै सवारी। O brother, the Guru has bestowed us bliss and peace of mind, which has given us complete peace and bliss. Thus we could listen to all-pervasive, unstrung music of nature. Pause. Now we have gotten rid of sufferings of the body, sins and vicious thoughts, and all our afflictions and sinful actions have been cast away. O Nanak, that God has saved me. He has protected my honor when I recited the true name of God in the company of the holy saints. Thus I have enjoyed the bliss of life by uniting with the God's spouse. बिलावल महला पंजमा ममता मोह त्रोह मदमाता बंधन बाध्यात बिकराल दिन दिन छिजत बिकार करत औध फाही फाथा जम कह जाल तेरी शरण प्रभ दीन दयाला महाबिखम सागर अत पारी उधरो साधु संग वाला रहाओ। This human being is caught in the bondage of horrible and arduous vicious and sinful considerations, being engrossed in the love of worldly attachments and egoism. He is ensnared by the Yama, god of death, as his life gets shortened, being engaged in life of vices and sins. O God benefactor, we have sought your support, seeking refuge at your lotus feet. This world is beset with hurdles like crossing an ocean, but you have enabled us to cross this ocean successfully by blessing us with the holy dust of lotus feet of holy saints. Pause. प्रभु सुखदाते समृत स्वामी जियो पिंड सब तुमरा माल प्रम के बंधन काटो परमेश्वर नानक के प्रभु सदा कृपाल। O Vaheguru, O giver of peace, all-powerful God and Master, my soul, body and all wealth is yours. Please break my bonds of doubt, O transcendent God, forever merciful God, O Nanak. बिलावल महला पंजमा सगल आनंद किया परमेश्वर अपना बिरुद समारिया साजना होई कृपाला बिगसे सब परवारिया कारज सतगुर आप सवारिया वडियार जाहर गोबिंद के सुख मंगल कल्याण बिचारिया रहाओ वण तृण त्रिपवन हया होए सगले जी साधारिया मन इच्छे नानक फल पाए पूरन इच्छ पुजारिया। Vaheguru has entrusted himself with the care and protection of his saints, which has given us satisfaction and bliss of life. He has bestowed his benevolence on the saints, so that all the persons in the family are engaged in their worldly chores with pleasure. The true Guru, the God, has taken over all our functions and chores with full care. He has blessed her Gopin with long life and taken care of my comfort, happiness and well-being. Pause. The forests, meadows and the three worlds have blossomed forth in greenery. Vaheguru gives his support to all the beings. O Nanak, I have obtained the fruits of my mind's desires. My desires are totally fulfilled. बिलावल महला पंजमा जिस ऊपर होवत दयाल हर सिमरत काटै सो काल रहाओ साध संग भजियै गोपाल गुण गावत टूटै जंजाल आपे सतगुर आपे प्रतपाल, नानक जाचै साधरवाल. Those who are blessed by God's mercy, they pass their time in contemplative meditation. Pause in the Satsangat, the company of holy saints. Let us meditate and vibrate upon the God of the universe, singing the glorious praises of God. The news of death is cut away. He himself is the true Guru, and he himself is the cherisher. O Nanak, I beg for the dust of the lotus feet of the holy saints. Bilawal Mahalla Panjama, मन में सिंचो हर हर नाम, अनदिन कीर्तन हर गुण गाम. ऐसी प्रीत करो मन मेरे, आठ पहर प्रभ जानो नीरे. राव कहो नानक जाके निर्मल पाग, हर चरनी ताका मन लाग. Let us irrigate our minds with the name of the God Har Har day and night, and sing the praises of Vaheguru by his kirtan. Let us enshrine this kind of love in our mind, that 24 hours a day that God seems near to us. Pause, O Nanak, those who have such immaculate destiny, their mind remains attached to God's lotus feet.